There's a reason. There's a reason.
There's a reason. Well, it looks like there's 10 people.
Okay, I just want to make sure they can hear us, make sure all that's working.
All that is working.
It is? How do you know?
I have no clue.
Oh.
It's still just showing that.
Okay.
So I don't know yet.
What does that say? I can't read it. For some reason, it's not showing up on your phone.
Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard. Hello.
So
Happy Place says hello.
So can you hear us, Happy Place?
There.
There. Don't forget to turn your volume down on your phone.
There. I thought I did.
There you go. All right. Are we here now?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yep, she says she can hear you loud and clear. So your microphones are working.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know.
Well, hey.
So
we got bunches coming on.
Yeah. Hey.
Howdy, howdy.
Hi, everybody. Tell me who I need to say hi to. Or
John Doe.
You can say
Deborah
hi.
Holdman, Susan M., Bob Johnson.
Wow.
Den and Renata, I'm assuming. Lori C., Lisa Hiring, Sarah Moore, Happy Place, Greg Flory, Kim Cross. Very good from San Diego.
Wow, it's earlier out there. You guys are like so it's 6:30 here. Well, not quite 6:30. It would be 4:30 there if I'm correct. I think I'm correct with that.
California's 2 hours behind us.
Well, yeah, 6:30.
Okay, I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry, I was reading.
Oh, yeah. So that means it would be 4:30 out there.
All right.
Yeah. So, what's the weather like, everybody, wherever you are?
Marshall, Illinois.
My goodness, bunches of people coming
47. High from Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Hot, muggy, and stupid. I agree. August is a rough month. August has been hot.
Yeah. Deb and I were talking today about this very thing. About
Hi from
August.
Linda Coleman. Linda, it was really good to see you all
Linda.
last week.
Absolutely.
What's the temps in Arkansas today? I believe it was 85 while ago, real feel 93.
Yeah, for now, but earlier today we were approaching 100.
Yeah.
With heat indexes over 100. But it's and we
Florida Panhandle, it's 91 degrees, feels like 98.
Of course.
Muggy and hot in Titusville, Florida. Raining in Minnesota.
Really?
Northeast Pennsylvania have some storms about to come through, but it should be clear after that. Well, hopefully they're not bad storms.
Yeah.
Hot in Texas, the adventures of Alan and Teresa. 98 in Texas, 108 in Georgia.
Holy moly.
High from rainy Seattle. We're going to get out to Seattle one of these days.
Yeah, we're going to get out to the state of Washington, to Washington State for sure. We're wanting to see that in the middle of the summer because we hear that the weather generally is, of course, this year has been a strange year for lots of folks in a lot of places, but we have heard that the weather in Washington State is a little bit milder in the summertime.
That's what we've been led to believe.
I don't know if we've been hearing correctly or not. But anyway, anything else we need to talk about here?
Nope, they're just talking about the weather.
Oh, well.
Now,
hey.
Leader.
Oh, I'm the leader?
What are we going to talk about?
I'm on the leader.
Orange County, California, 88 right now.
I just gave away one of our secrets that we are into sci-fi movies.
You did?
Yeah, I just quoted something from Star Wars.
How was that crock pot roast? I could smell it through my phone.
Oh,
it was really good. I don't do a pot roast very often because, price of roast, but we have been eating frozen meals like, Marie Callender's frozen meals and Stouffer's frozen meals.
Until we got the kitchen up and running, where it's, until we actually got power to the kitchen.
We splurged on a pot roast with the potatoes and onions and carrots.
And we had goulash tonight. You pulled out the induction cooktop and made goulash.
Yes.
I ate more than I should have, of course.
What do you use to cover your condensing unit while traveling?
Well, what we did The main run that we've done since we installed the air conditioner, it was installed down in Florida while we were residing at near a residence south of Tallahassee. Uh, then we made the run back here because we did it in like 3 legs. But the run back here, we didn't have anything to cover the unit with. So what we did do, we had a piece of foam board insulation that fit right perfectly over the fan section. So we took some bungee cords and bungeed it up tight to cover the fan section right there. And it did just fine.
And it did just fine,
Yeah.
but Marvin gifted us.
Yes. We just got it. We haven't tried it yet, but we just got it.
Well, we put it on.
Well, we did put it on, and if it's
Because
going
I
to fit,
told him
wonderful.
it fit.
Yeah. But he, Marvin and Mary, you know, that's one of our most popular videos, so a lot of folks know who Marvin and Mary is. They gifted us actually what it is a generator cover for a WEN generator, W-E-N generator, and it's the biggest one they make.
Extra large.
Yeah, extra large. And got it through Home Depot, and it fits over it just perfectly.
And it's got a drawstring on the bottom so we can draw it tight. Right. And we'll probably still put a piece of foam in between it and the fan just to help protect it.
Yeah, to give a little bit extra protection there in case a rock was to get thrown up on it or something. But we got all the way
Brenda.
back here. We got all the way back here with nary a scratch.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're in Northwest Arkansas right now. Hopefully, we're calling this the final stage of the build. Hopefully, when we pull out of here sometime in early November,
we will be done.
The trailer will be totally completed. If it's not, it should just be little odds and end things like, you know, a minor trim here and there and stuff like that. We hope.
We hope.
We're starting to
pushing for that.
Yeah, we're making more progress. We did go ahead, which that'll be the subject of our next video on the trailer, on the build. We did
Ontario.
go ahead. Oh, wow. Ontario.
Yes, I'm smoking again. I have my mosquito thingy going.
Yep, you bet. Well, it's amazing how they can see that.
I know.
These things work pretty darn
good.
good.
It's not smoking hardly at all.
Yeah. But the subject of our next video that we'll be uploading about the build will be the shelving system that we did get built above the sink and above the countertop bar, and we was able to get at least two more lights hung in there. I still have yet to hang lights over the sink, but we're waiting on that because there's going to be more shelves tying on from the kitchen on back through the living room
and then the bedroom.
So, and I want to make one run of wiring to catch all the lights that will be hung there. So all along that wall, we'll have a total, when we get that done, which is on the driver's side of the trailer, we'll have a total of 6 lights along that wall. Am I correct? No, wait a minute. Yeah, 6.
Yeah, 2, 4, 6.
Yeah, 2, 4, 6.
Alabama.
And by the way, those lights pull very, very little power. These ones that we got from Amazon, they're LED RV style lights. And we took a reading on when we just had one hooked up in the bathroom, and for the longest time, that's all we had was just one. I'm able to monitor what it draws off of the battery bank, and it was only drawing 0.27 amps. Well, when we got the other 2 hooked up yesterday.
Yes, the gentleman that welded up our mini split, he will be at the rendezvous.
Absolutely.
Jen and Johnny will be there. Yep. They're planning on being there. You get the feeling Deb started wine well before. Well, here's what we did today. Since we got the kitchen relatively, you know, with some storage space, we went to a storage unit, picked up some of our containers that we had in storage just to keep it out of our way, and I spent all afternoon trying to find homes for stuff that, you know, we need. I did get rid of a few things, but not as much as maybe.
You know, but her organizational skills will kick in.
I'm trying.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Well, I know I couldn't do what you do.
Texas, hi from Mississippi. How do I contact him? Email us at
iRideTinyHouse@gmail.com.
At gmail.com, and we will give you the information of how to get a hold of him.
iRideTinyHouse@gmail.com. It's real simple.
Right.
Yeah. But
Thank you. I love my pedestals too. Bill did an excellent job on those. He just he told me he had a plan of how to build them. And so all day we were building, but it was all in his head. So I had no idea what was happening here except to grab a tool that he needed when he needed it.
Yeah.
And
my friend Sam asked me, he said, did you draw blueprints on those? And I said, yeah, in my head.
In my head.
Had no idea what the, how they were going to come out. I just knew what I wanted, and we knew what items we knew how tall they would have to end up being in order to clear certain items that we wanted to put underneath them. So we just kind of.
But I went and got my Berkey today out of storage, and now I'm trying to find a home for it.
Yeah. So. Well, I think what you're going to end up doing is probably getting that stand.
I'm probably going to have a stand for it.
That goes with the Berkey.
But because we've just been using bottled water because, that's easier to store bottled water than my Berkey. But now that I have countertops, I went and got the Berkey and put new filters in it. And hopefully it finds a home.
And we do love our Berkey.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Sure. Yeah, the water that we get out of the Berkey is much, much better than any bottled water I've ever had. So
stay cool in this heat. Absolutely. Oh. We have the neatest mini split. It is awesome. It does such a good job.
We don't want to run it into the ground.
No.
But, man, oh, man. When we built the red trailer, we went with a conventional rooftop mount RV air conditioner. And everybody kept saying, do a mini split, do a mini split. And then, of course, when Johnny of Jan and Johnny offered to help weld up the platform, and then, of course, Marvin of Marvin and Mary said that, and Marvin was pretty, because he had installed one on theirs, we had lots of support, and setting it up wasn't that bad because we had all that support. And I know I could do one now by myself, Well, I couldn't weld up the platform.
Do you have to have a 50 amp for the mini split?
No, you can run the mini split off a 30 amp because the mini split itself is 110 volt, 120, 110, 120. And actually, you see, there's lots of RVs out there with rooftop air conditioners that are only 30 amp, only set up for 30 amp. But the mini split draws a whole lot less amps than a traditional rooftop air conditioner that sits on top, like on an RV. So yeah, you can easily. In fact, Marvin and Mary runs theirs. They're plugged into 30 amp,
or just on theirs,
or just off of their battery bank. They have a pretty elaborate battery bank in theirs, and now and then to catch up to get the batteries charged back up, they might have to plug a generator in just for a little while. But for the most part, they can run theirs on just their inverter through their battery bank. So
we don't have a wine rack. We drink it one bottle at a time, and don't worry about a wine rack. So, hey, that's just the way it is.
Yeah. The bottle doesn't last long enough to go in a wine rack.
We plan to be back on the road. We're trying to possibly talk our kids and grandchildren into an early Thanksgiving and be back on the road shortly after the middle of the month. We both have doctor's appointments around the middle of November, and then we hope to be on the road, and we hope to have our trailer done at that point.
All those things.
All those things.
All those things. But we are making. Let me do a little plug for. Of course, you can just about only get it in Arkansas, but we sure love this stuff. And okay, cool. Would you like some more wine, dear?
Sure.
Some more wine.
Glad to hear that you are race fans.
Oh,
do you seek out racetracks?
Well, we do when we have time. We've been to NASCAR races down in Fort Worth. In fact, we were at the very first Cup race ever held at Texas International Raceway. The very, very first one. I can't remember what year that was. And we were on the backstretch. I remember that.
Our youngest went with us, so
yeah. Yeah,
was a
and
long time ago. He still traveled
oh
with
yeah,
us.
and we wanted to have T-shirts. Of course, I was a huge and still am, and I was very sad the day that he died, Dale Earnhardt Sr. But so I got me a Dale Earnhardt Sr. T-shirt, and we bought our son a Jeff Gordon T-shirt.
That's right.
Yeah. And so there was a lot of comments from fellow fans while we were there, and everybody said, "Well, I bet it's interesting at home at your house." But
Do you have a favorite driver now?
oh, to be honest with you, I don't follow NASCAR that much now.
Our favorite is dirt track.
Yeah, our favorite is dirt track, and we're hoping while we're here, if we can find enough time to get away, there is an awesome high bank dirt track over at Salina, Oklahoma, which is about an hour and a half from where we are here in Northwest Arkansas, where we're working on the trailer. And it is just an awesome facility, and we really love watching dirt track racing. And
that's right, we do.
they run IMCA modifieds and late models there, and now and then they'll have the sprint cars come through. Of course, you got to get those tickets well in advance. But
Prince Edward Island in Canada. That's exciting. We've watched lots of videos on different places in Canada.
Yeah.
Maybe someday. Say hi from Oregon.
Yeah. Hi from Oregon. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
We follow, a lot of you may follow him, Van City Van Life. He goes by Chrome. That's his nickname up there in Canada. And his latest video, he's been driving through where they're having all the fires up around British Columbia.
Yes, Felicity, I noticed that we had a troll come on, and hoping if we ignore him, he'll just go away.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So.
Is that what that one highlighted thing was?
No.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
So, we've talked about this and that and the other. Love your design. You keep encouraging your husband. He can do it.
Well, thank you.
After 2 years, by showing him your videos, hi from North Central Pennsylvania.
Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, we're moving right along. Well,
moving into the bedroom. We finished we didn't finish the kitchen, but we have it to the point where if we had to finish it while we were on the road, it would not be a big deal.
Right.
So we decided we better jump to the next.
Well, a lot of it has to do with the way everything's going to tie in, the way the shelving's going to tie in down the driver's side wall. And that's the biggest thing there. And that's the main reason why we're moving on into the bedroom. We got to go ahead and build the closets. We're going to have closets on either side of the bed. And then, of course, once those closets get built and hung, which we will cover in an upcoming video down the road.
Hi, Marvin and Mary.
Well, hey, you guys are having a blast over in, I guess you're still in South Dakota. They're just having the time of their lives. They correspond with us on a regular basis, and we really enjoy seeing the photos that you send us too, Marvin and Mary. But yeah, they're seeing a lot of wonderful things out there. They've been to Mount Rushmore and several other places.
That's the beauty of this lifestyle.
Absolutely.
And
which we're going to get back to that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The beauty of this lifestyle is you can travel and see things you would normally never ever see. Because the way we figure it, you got to eat no matter what. So groceries really isn't the thing. And if you're really careful and watch how much you drive, then gas isn't a big issue. It's the motel rooms that keeps you from traveling.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But Marvin and Mary, they utilize an app, and I downloaded the app myself. It's like $3 or something. It's called Ultimate Campgrounds. If you're still on there, Marvin, you might post that or even post a link to that app.
Is the shower and toilet working out as planned with the pump?
Yes.
It's awesome.
Yes.
We really like that.
It's working beautifully. And if it was, and here again, that's another thing that I stole from Marvin and Mary, another idea.
Actually, this is our third build. wanted to know if this was our second build. We originally built out a motorhome.
Well, we did some cosmetic stuff.
Okay, we did
Yeah.
some cosmetic stuff to a motorhome. But we didn't do the wiring, and we didn't trace down all the wiring, and it ended up catching on fire. So a year and a half, 2 years later, Bill just talked me into trying a cargo trailer,
Yeah.
and we built the red one.
And that's one reason why I'm really picky about the wiring. And but the motorhome that we built, and we started our YouTube channel when we were doing the motorhome, and it was a 1989 Winnebago. I forgot which model it was called, but it was like 28 foot long. But we were out in it one night, and we just did cosmetic work on it. And we took out the dinette set and bought a regular love seat style couch and things like that. And of course, did away with all of the mundane brown colors throughout it, and painted it and everything.
You don't have cicadas in Oregon?
Oh yeah, we got
this time of year.
We'll give you some. But anyway, we were in it one night, and I woke up around 1 o'clock in the morning, and I smelled something funny, and I almost rolled over and went back to sleep. And no, we did not have a smoke detector in it.
Nope.
So, and that's why we don't go without them now. But I woke up and smelled something funny and almost went back to sleep, but I thought, no, I better get up and look around. Well, I got up and started looking around, and then I got Deb up, and she was up looking around, and we looked back towards the bedroom, and it was getting kind of smoky back in there. So I thought maybe there might be something going on in the basement down below, the storage compartment down below. So I went outside with a flashlight to look through the cargo hatches down there, and then she yelled at me that she found it, and we were on fire. So I run back in, and I run to the kitchen sink and start filling a pan full of water and running back and throwing it on the fire. Well, Deb had the wherewithal about her to go out to the water inlet, disconnect the water from the motorhome, and she yelled at me through the window, so I just shoved my fist through the screen and pulled the hose in through the window and put the fire out. That was our experience with that, and turned out what it was a short in one of the 12-volt circuits. What had happened was, evidently, a rodent had got in there somehow and chewed on some wires, got them shorted together. And yes, that particular line was fused, but the fuse did not blow. It melted the plastic housing around the fuse, but where it's supposed to burn in two did not burn in two, and it was still hot when I pulled it out of the panel with a pair of needle nose pliers. But it literally melted the plastic around that automotive type fuse.
Yes, I do plan on still having a family picture wall, but it probably will not be in the kitchen. I'm planning it on the wall that faces the bedroom and living room and all that separates the bedroom from the bathroom. I'm planning it on that wall. So that is something else in the works.
Yeah.
But of course, I can't decorate till we get, the wall skinned.
Yeah, right. So anyway, that's one reason why, with the insurance company totaled it. Of course, we ended up losing in the end, which you always do. You never come out ahead with an insurance company. And so anyway, we waited a couple of years, and then we decided to try at cargo conversion. Started doing a lot of research on that. And of course, I was picky about the electrical because, had I not got up, because Deb is a pretty sound sleeper. If I hadn't have got up, if I would have just rolled over and went back to sleep, who knows? We may not be here today.
There you are.
There you are.
There you are.
Yeah.
Yes, it was scary.
Oh yeah. If I was to do another older motorhome like that again, if I found one that was in good mechanical shape, quite honestly, I would probably go in and gut the whole thing all the way down, and any wires that were embedded in the what I call the sandwich, I would clip them off right where they come out of the walls and tape them over, do away with them, and I'd probably rewire the entire thing and start totally from scratch. That's probably the way I would do it.
Okay, question.
Okay.
How are you going to travel with the microwave and toaster oven?
Well, we're considering that we have three options. Well, we have two options. Figure out a way to tie them down to the pedestals, or simply take them off the pedestals and put them on the bed. which is exactly what we do with the TV and a couple of other delicate items.
One suggestion, which was what we talked about the other day.
Sure.
Pull the screws off the bottom
Yep.
of each drill holes through the wood and use longer screws. And yes, that may be an option that we will do.
Yeah, we've already been talking about that.
Someone else mentioned that on one of our videos, actually. And so, yeah, we have been talking about it. We just haven't researched it in detail yet.
Well, I haven't had time to turn them over and look at the feet and see if they simply have a threaded stud coming out of one end and they just screw on, or if they literally do have a screw that goes all the way through them. And of course, if they do have a screw that goes all the way through them, that will be an option.
And even if we did that, yes, we would still use some kind of ratchet system.
Oh, yeah.
Because we know how much stuff bounces around inside the trailer. And the last thing you want to do is open the trailer door and have everything on the floor that's not supposed to be on the floor.
Well, you know, fortunately, they are in the nose of the trailer. And as far as that goes, these things are still rolling earthquakes, folks. And I've said that for years, and I'll always say that, But this nose is probably the smoothest riding part of the whole trailer. So anyway, we're still... But that's something we'll address a little further down the line. We have things that are more important right now.
Well, we're not traveling yet, so it's no big deal yet.
we won't be hooking on and pulling out of this spot till sometime in mid-October. But we still will be in the area because I didn't get to play there last year at the Arts and Crafts Fair, but this year I've been invited to come back and play at the Arts and Crafts Fair at Spanker Creek, which is near Bella Vista, Arkansas. And that is, I'll have to look up the dates on that, but that's like the second weekend, I think, in October.
The week of October 13th.
The week of October 13th, and it'll be a 5-day thing, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Right, and we are hoping to have the trailer there because they have a place for us to stay on the grounds. And so that's our hope.
That's our plan.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
It's not just a hope.
That's our plan, and we also hope to have our big decals that goes on the side of the trailer.
Okay, do you have flip axles?
No, we ordered straight axles on this trailer from the factory. These are actually, not drop axles. They are actually straight axles. And on this one, we went with 5,200-pound axles, which of course uses a larger wheel and a larger tire. And what we were after was strength and ground clearance.
I would like to send some photos of my 7x16. Where can I send them?
Well, you can send them to our email address, which is iridetinyhouse@gmail.com. All one word, all lowercase. iridetinyhouse@gmail.com. You might want to go ahead and just post that in there. Post our email address in a comment form there.
Any regrets starting your new build? Yes and no.
Well, we certainly
when I'm really tired, yes.
We certainly haven't been able to relax as much. That's that we're used to doing, and we certainly haven't been able to travel like we'd like to travel. But yeah, that's the only regret. But it is gratifying. I dropped my glasses. Hang on. Not that I think I'll need them, but I dropped them.
Well, it was the red trailer. Of course, we had a lot of stuff in a 7x16.
Yeah.
But what we lacked was a little bit of space if someone came by to visit. We had to always sit outside.
We had company last night and ate dinner inside the trailer.
And we had people come out last night, our friends. She says, how about I just bring a bucket of chicken and we come out and visit? And I thought, oh, awesome.
Especially after we'd worked all day trying to get those shelves up and painted and get the lights lit.
Yes.
At least on one side in the kitchen.
We had it back to basically where when they came, it was ready for company. But we actually all sat inside because it was like 98 degrees outside and way too hot. So we all sat outside. We all sat inside, and we had plenty of room to sit and visit. And we would not have had that in our 7x16. It's amazing how much 4 more feet give you.
Oh, yeah. Well, in the 7x16, we literally didn't walk in it because we put most everything, all the conveniences in the 7x16 we had all the conveniences in the 7x16 that we pretty much have in this
Yes.
trailer, and will have.
Just
But
this one's a little
consequently,
bit
right.
bigger.
The only thing that was really different was the shower was smaller, and the refrigerator was smaller.
Yes, Linda, we have been living in the trailer since we left Georgia. We
When
left
did we leave
Georgia
Georgia?
in
I would
right
say
after Memorial Day. We left Georgia the first part of June. We moved out of the red trailer at that point and moved into this trailer and went down to Florida to another friend where they could, yes, weld the mini split. That was the question. I heard you welded the mini split bracket to the frame.
yes.
And yes, that's true. But we have been living in it. And so when we do any project, like in the kitchen, we had to move everything out of the kitchen, move it outside or put it on the bed while he's working, and then move everything back in and set it up so we could go to bed. Now that we're starting the bedroom, we're going to have to actually move the mattress out so we can get in there and work and do what we need to do and set the mattress back in at night.
Yeah, but not every day. We should be able to concentrate the things that we need to do with the mattress out all in one day.
I hope not, because that mattress is heavy.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello from Joplin.
Joplin, hey. I got a brother, and I have two brothers.
This was Joyce Wicker.
Hey. Yeah, I have my sister and my two brothers live in Joplin, and we lived in Joplin at one time years ago.
Dave,
ourselves.
we're calling the kitchen mostly built. We have yet to put the Revishells in, and we have yet to put the cabinet doors on because they're part of the Revishells. But we decided, we can still put things in the cabinets and move on and make sure that the closets are built, the shelves are built, we've got lighting. So we're kind of just leaving the kitchen for the moment and going over to a different area.
We can install the Revishelf kits pretty much anywhere, but we have priorities right now. The priorities is...
Felicity, we're too old for hammocks. That ain't gonna work.
But our priorities now is to get all of the circuits ran everywhere, and get that all done the way we want, which we're getting close to having that done. To finish up the bathroom, I still got to come up with a bathroom floor, and actually I'm considering possibly putting FRP on the floor in the bathroom. It's not that large of an area that you walk on.
Yeah, we were doing some research on that.
Yeah, we researched that, and
Nick
supposedly...
and Terry from Cincinnati, hello there.
Cool. Supposedly, FRP can be used as flooring. So I'm going to look into that some more. I haven't made a decision as to where
What mattress do we have? We have a 12-inch memory foam mattress that we bought 3 years ago from Amazon. And now that very same mattress is like almost $600. So we won't be buying a new one anytime soon.
Yeah, we paid probably half that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Back then.
Thank you, Linda. I love my sink too. Here again, I bought that from Amazon and had it shipped. Anything and everything that we could have shipped to whatever location we were at, that's what we did. It saved us time from going and shopping. We just shopped at night, put in an order, and here it is in a couple of 3 days or 4 or whatever it was. And that just worked out better for us in this situation.
What else?
Levon Bunch, I have to thank you for helping me build mine.
Oh.
Now, well, I'm glad if we had any type of influence on that, because I think you're going to really enjoy it. And I know we do. We enjoy the lifestyle.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And real quickly, I'm going to say something here right now about building your own cargo conversion. We get a lot of comments sometimes, although not near as many as we used to, because I pretty much culled all of those hateful folks out. But a lot of people come in and say that, you're stupid to do this, stupid to do that, you didn't need to do that, you should have done this, blah, 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 blah. So here's what I say, not to those folks, because they're not worth responding to, quite honestly. But here's what I say to you folks that are out there building your own conversion. Build it safe, but build it to fit your needs. Build it to suit you. Build it to suit what you're going to be using it for. And the critics that come in and say you should do this or you should do that, here's the questions I have for them. Are they paying for your build? Are they going to be residing in this trailer? Are they going to go camping with you? You know,
Are they
the
moving
ones that
in?
are the ones that are really critical and say you should do this and you should do that.
Yes, we
So, you know,
realize that FRP might be slick.
oh, we know. But like I say, the area back there is not very big at all. So there's plenty. If I did slip, I wouldn't slip very far because I can catch myself.
Well, we always will keep a rug over it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
anyway,
Yeah, there'll be a rug over
how
it.
is Bill's scalp?
Oh, well, it's fine. It's They had to cut another hole in my head here a while back, and but it wasn't near as big, and they got it all in the first try. They didn't have to go back and dig 4 or 5 times until they got it all.
No.
Now I'm supposed to schedule I get to sit under the blue light, and they're leaving it up to me to call them and schedule when I want to do the first one, and we're going to schedule it just before we leave to start moseying back down south.
Yes, because you have your music gig the middle of October,
Right.
and we have our granddaughter's wedding the end of October.
Which I'll be officiating.
Bill is supposed to officiate that.
Yeah.
So we figure, okay, right after the wedding
Yeah.
will be a good time.
Yeah, I'll sit under the blue light because they said for about 3 or 4 days I'll feel like I've got a real bad sunburn, is what they said. And that'll be just before we start moseying back down south, eventually ending up back in Florida where we've got the Tiny House Adventures Rendezvous scheduled for February 21st to 28th, if I remember correctly.
20, yes.
And as far as I know, the campground is still sold out for that. However, we've had a lot of people reach out to us since then that would like to be able to come to the festivities, and we still don't have an itinerary, but we'll get one worked up. But there are state parks nearby that are, for lack of a better description, within stone's throw of this campground. The one that I'd recommend you look into is Oleno State Park, spelled Oleno.
Well, there's several around there.
Yeah, there's also Gilcrest Blue. I'll have to look that one up. But we'll as we get nearer, we'll post, and we'll probably do a live again. But there's Gilcrest Blue Hole State Park. Gilcrest
We're going to talk
Blue
about
Hole State Park.
what we're working with our graphic artists.
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
We have been in contact, as you know, with our new logo design, which we really like. We've been in contact with Sherry Fialka, who is a graphic design artist.
Mm-hmm.
And she is helping us create a website, which is not done yet. So we're just now in the beginning stages. She is also helping us design some T-shirts that we will have pre-order for the rendezvous. We have not got that point yet, but we just wanted you to kind of know that that is in the works in case, y'all are interested in that.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're working with Sherry, and I forget the name of her company at the moment.
We'll
Sherry
make
Fialko.
Sure. Yeah. If you want to know more about that, email us at iridetinyhouse@gmail.com if you want to be able to get in touch with her, and we will certainly relay the information on how to get in touch with her if you're needing some graphic design done. Or
Felicity
things
thinks
like
that the design we're building is not right for us. We should give it to her.
Well, let me ask you something, Felicity. Are you paying for this?
Did we just discuss this afternoon?
We love you guys. We love Felicity and Jesse. We referred to them as our YouTube kids. They were the
How
first.
much more did it cost to go straight axles?
I think it was like a $300 option. I think is what it was. Don't hold me to that, but I know I'm real close there on that figure. But I highly, and there are 2 main things that I highly recommend you do when you're considering a cargo conversion build. And if you're going to order the trailer rather than buy one off a lot, I highly recommend you strongly consider straight axles for more ground clearance. And I'll get into more of that here in just a second, but I'll try to make it as brief as possible. And I also highly recommend, if you don't do anything else, get it with an extended tongue. because we did have a trailer that we never did start the build on. We were going to, and our original trailer before the red trailer, and it was standard tongue. And then we sold it and bought the 7x16 with an extended tongue, and there was a world of difference in how easily it towed. Not to mention the fact that if you think you're going to be putting a mini split on, you've got a lot more room to work with up there to install that mini split. But ground clearance is very important, especially you go to the campgrounds that we go to. A lot of them will be like this. Some of them will be like this, nose to tail. And when you've got one that's really, really low in the back, you pull on a site that's really low in the back, sometimes you can't drop the nose low enough to get it level front to back. Because, and we've literally been in spots, even with our extended tongue, before we started using the blocks to raise our trailer when we had the red one. Of course, it had drop axles. But we've had situations where, we literally had the tongue on the ground in order to get the trailer level. So the more ground clearance you can have there, the better. And of course, straight axles inherently should be stronger than a drop axle. Let's say if you have a drop axle, but you decide to raise it by flipping the axle or using one of those kits that raise it. Still, you're going to end up with, in my opinion, and some people may disagree with me, and that's okay, but you're going to end up with a stronger axle if you go with a straight axle. That's just all there is to it.
Yes, we do plan on putting signage on the trailer. I had to answer that because they're going away.
I'm sorry.
And I'll forget.
That's fine. But straight axles, two things. Straight axles, extended tongue. Don't even consider anything else until you get those done. That's just all there is to it. If you're going to order one to do a conversion out of.
Yes, Linda, you were here when I was trying to make a decision on the wallpaper. I was on, I was off, I was on, I was off. Today we're back on. Today we're back thinking, okay, yeah, that would look really good. To the point, I actually cut a little strip and put it up there on the wall so I could see.
Yeah, I think it's going to look okay.
What about torsion axles with 45-degree turn down for clearance?
There you go. There you go. That's but the main thing is, torsion axles will probably give you a much smoother ride. Well, I know they'll give you a much smoother ride. And Marvin and Mary's are torsion axles, but I know the torsion axles will give you a better ride. And I heard they even cook in crock pot as they're going down the road. Yeah. Mary had told us before they left on their long run, because they stopped by here long enough for our 50th wedding anniversary celebration that our kids held for us on August the 1st. They were there for that, and Mary told us then that she actually, as they're traveling down the road, she goes ahead and starts a crock pot meal and just sets it on the floor in the nose of the trailer.
In the sink.
Oh, in the sink. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I thought. So, okay, I misunderstood.
I have one receptacle in the kitchen that we will possibly keep going as we're going down the road. So we may try that.
We may try it.
I'll let y'all know.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, they actually, and then when they get there and get set up,
meal's ready.
Food's ready.
Yeah, that is one of the hard things when you're traveling, because you break everything down and load up and hit the road, and we only go 3 or 4 hours, but then we get to where we're going, and then you have to set up, and of course we haven't eaten since breakfast. And
yeah, I usually get a hot dog.
Yeah, we usually get something fast.
Oh, this wine gave me the hiccups.
Uh-oh.
I'm okay. What else we got to talk about there?
Michael from South Carolina has to leave us. Okay,
I'm sorry. Well,
thank you for joining us.
Yeah, we really appreciate you joining us. How many do we have on right now?
165.
Wow, fabulous. Awesome.
What is the tire and wheel size?
Well, the wheels are 16-inch. I don't know what size the tires are. Let me look here right quick.
I have no idea.
I'm going to get up and read this right quick.
They're tires.
They're tires. Yeah. Now, Deb knows. Just ask
Deb. As long as they stay, where they're not flat, that's all I care about.
Okay. Let me get down. You may have to help me get back up here, Deb, after I find this here. Okay, here they are. These are 225/75. Well, you know what? I thought these were larger tires. I thought they were 16-inch wheels, but they are not. So, I'm glad you asked that. These tires are 225 75R 15s. And for some reason, I was thinking they would be a 16-inch wheel, and I never even looked before. Well, I'm glad to know that.
Says Bill was right. They do run their crock pot on the floor, not in the sink.
Aha, told ya.
I would put it in the sink
But
because I don't trust it.
But these wheels are 6-lug wheels, whereas the ones on the red trailer, which had 3,500-pound axles, those were 5-lug wheels.
Yes, we bought a spare tire, and yes, we carry it with us.
Yes.
We have yet to mount a spare tire rack on this trailer. We were just talking to some people.
We have several ideas.
Last week that is a welder, and we were picking his brain too.
Yeah, we got several ideas of where we could possibly put a spare tire mount. I don't think one of those tongue mounts will work like what we did use on the red trailer because of the mini split being in the way.
So we're looking at doing something on the back.
Plus, I really don't want to add that much more weight on the nose. So we're trying to figure out a way we can mount one on the back.
Are you going to use anything like GFI protection on your AC?
On the G?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, right now we're just running a standard breaker, but we'll probably swap that out for a GFCI breaker on that, yes.
Do y'all ever grill? Well, yeah.
Yeah, when we had time and when it's not super, super hot outside.
We are thinking about getting since we have our propane campfire thing that was gifted to us, we're thinking about getting a propane grill of some sort. The Weber grill is what we've been kind of looking at, but we're not set in stone. Yeah,
that one. And of course, I really wanted one when we had the red
Blackstone
trailer.
is awesome, and we've heard a lot of good reviews about the Blackstone.
Yeah. And those are nice and compact and easy to carry around too, so that is a strong consideration.
Can you say the name of the company you bought the trailer from?
Yeah. We got it through Renown Cargo Trailer Sales in Douglas, Georgia, and the manufacturer was Rock Solid. And Renown's office happens to be on the same grounds as Rock Solid plant is, in the same place. This is our second Rock Solid trailer. The first one, the red one, we purchased through another broker in Douglas. But I contacted them and also at the same time contacted a young man named Tucker at Renown. And Tucker was always real quick to get back with me when I had a question. And I just... all I can say is I appreciated the experience much more with Tucker at Renown, and that's the main reason we bought the trailer through Renown Cargo Trailer Sales this time rather than the other company. But as far as the brand of the trailer was concerned, we already knew from the onset that it was going to be a Rock Solid trailer again.
Right.
Not that Rock Solids are perfect. And here's a newsflash for you. None of the manufacturers build a perfect cargo trailer. So there you go.
Are you planning on any outside lighting?
Well, we could easily add some. We're probably on at least get some of those little solar-powered porch lights, motion activated.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to at least do that.
Those.
Yeah, mainly because of simplicity, and they're not expensive, and if they get to where they don't work, you just pull it off and put another one on.
Ironing board? No, we don't iron. I'm so sorry.
Ironing board? What is that?
It must be the wine talking. Did we say ironing board?
What's an ironing board?
I don't know. I haven't had that much wine. I gave up ironing when I, let me think, retired.
Did you iron that much after we got married?
I used to iron because clothes used to have to be ironed. I used to spray starch your shirts, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, well.
But, nah.
That's back when I cared what people thought. No, I don't care.
Do what?
Never mind.
I lost something there.
Well, wearing ironed, wrinkle-free shirts and, looking spit.
Suggest lighting at the dumps, on the dump area side. We try to always dump in the middle of the day.
Yeah. And the way we're going to do our dumping on this one here, when we get it all done, I'm going to have a setup. I'm actually going to, what we used to do in the red trailer, we used auxiliary gray tanks that you could hook onto the ball hitch of your rig, and you fill them up and then you take them up to the dump station and all that stuff. Well, on this one, what we're doing, I'm going to be adding a regular tank inside the van, very similar to the gray tank that we have in the trailer. And then I'm rigging up a pump system. We use a composting type toilet, so our water's gray water. But I'm going to use a transfer pump, to pump the water from the trailer tank into the tank in the van, and then just simply drive the van up to the dump station, have a gate valve mounted at the back of the tank, just open the back doors, hook the hose on, pop the gate valve, and I'm done. And because usually we will stay at a campground at least a week, and then when we're trying to make ground and get somewhere, we will usually stop at least 2 days at each one, and that's not that big of a deal because we don't use that much water or have that much water, in the gray tank. But when we stay a week or so, we'll probably have to dump the gray tank at least once. And I don't like having to wait and, pull up to the dump station with the trailer, which I'll be able to do with this one, and we've done it. We did it on the way back from Florida. But for me, especially if we're going to stay a full week at a time, and we try to dump our tank roughly every 3 or 4 days or so, I'm going to have this other system where I can just hook a hose onto it, throw a switch on a pump. In fact, I'm going to have a 12-volt outlet right back where my sewer dump is, so I can plug this transfer pump right there, and then just transfer the gray water straight into the tank, into the van, and then just let the van do the work for me rather than me having to lug the auxiliary tank around, to drag it up to the van and hook it onto the ball hitch. So anyway, and that'll be the subject of a video down the road.
Have you considered an awning on the side of the trailer, pros and cons?
Well, yeah, we considered an awning this time. We didn't do one on the red trailer. We decided not to do one on this one for 2 reasons. Number one, budget. They wanted like $1,200, I think, for an awning.
I don't remember, but it was up there.
Yeah. And the next thing is, we do have our Gazelle gazebo, and we do like using our Gazelle gazebo, and we also carry, and although we need to replace it.
No, we don't have it right now.
We don't have one now, but we will be getting a new one, a pop-up tent, And what we like about them is, depending on where you're parked and depending on where the sun is, an awning can be good, or an awning can not be that helpful, because if it's parked in the wrong angle to the sun and all that, you're still going to be getting sun. The neat thing about the gazebo and the pop-up tent is we can put them where we get the most benefit. So
especially the pop-up, we can move it, we can drop one side down.
Right.
We are more inclined to do the pop-up than an awning, although I envy people that have the awning on a rainy day because they're sitting there under their awning.
Yeah, but, we can do the same thing under a pop-up.
That's right.
And a pop-up costs us, $150, and even if we have to buy a new one each season, it would be 4 or 5 years before we would have spent the money on an awning. That, if you're not ready to get out there and get it cranked back in right quick with a storm blowing up, you're going to lose it.
And to the pop-up, yes, we had to go out and get the water off the roof from time to time. But what we normally did, we would...
But it's not a $1,200 awning we're losing. It's a $150
we would drop
pop-up.
And if we thought there was going to be rain, we would take the cover off, because it's real easy to put it back on the next day.
Yeah.
And what happened to it is the frame was fine. It's just the awning itself had been out in the weather so much, 2 solid years.
Yeah.
I went to stretch it on one morning, and
it
just tore. And Gorilla Tape would not fix it.
Yeah. Well, it worked for a while, but then the holes kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger on it. But we love our Gazelle gazebo, and what we really like about our Gazelle gazebo, even when we end up down in Florida during the wintertime, we're going to be up in the northwestern corner of the what I call the peninsula part of Florida. We're not going to be in the Panhandle, but still, there's going to be times when the temps will get down into the upper 30s, lower 40s, at night. And the neat thing about that Gazelle gazebo is we can set our little propane-powered fire pit in there, turn it down way low, and yes, I do monitor the heat above it to make sure that it's not getting hot above it on top of the Gazelle. but we can be quite comfortable in there, and we don't even have to wear a jacket in there. It's just really cool.
Thoughts on a slide-out kitchen? That slide out from inside of trailer, the kind that store under bench but slide to outside. I'm not sure I understand that
Store
question.
under a bench, like an outdoor slide-out kitchen. Maybe that's what they're referring to.
Maybe.
You know, like an outdoor slide-out kitchen, maybe.
Maybe. Don't know. Don't quite understand the question.
I've seen where people have done things like that. And of course, slide-out kitchens like that are very popular with them really cool camper trailers they build over in Australia. And it can be done. You know, it wouldn't be a difficult thing with the right with a good welder that knew how to weld the opening, you know, and dress, if that's what we're referring to on a slide-out kitchen. What you doing?
I'm removing a couple of comments. I don't care that you're in labor. Just saying. Sorry. I'm sorry you're in labor and you don't have a birthing coach, but you don't belong on my channel. Right?
I guess. I have no idea.
Just continue talking.
Okay. Well, I lost my train of thought now. Now I got to know what was going on.
Have you considered a quick connect near rear of trailer to grill outdoors? We don't have propane on the trailer.
Right. Don't have propane on the trailer, so I guess the answer would be no.
The Gazelle Gazebo offers bug protection and Awning doesn't. This is true.
Yeah. The Gazelle Gazebo doesn't let any bugs in.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But we've done a couple of reviews on the Gazelle Gazebo.
Which Gazelle do you have? We have the 5.
The smaller one, the 5. Yeah. G5, I think they call it.
The G5, I think, yeah.
We did have a G6. But what we found with the G6, some of the places we go, especially if you're in the Ozarks and places like that, you know, most of these campgrounds are on the side of a mountain. So what we found with the G6, it was so large that a lot of times we couldn't use it because we couldn't find a spot level enough to put it up. And so we went to the G5, and the G5 we found we could use much more often because it was a lot easier to find a spot. The G6 is almost 12 feet in diameter on the inside, whereas the G5 is a little over 8 feet.
Hey, Beth, how are you? You still out west? Felix from Florida.
You know, the trolls, you can report them as spam and you don't see them ever again.
Well.
And we can do that. Just so you know. We know how to do that. And so if you want to come in and be a troll, hey.
Okay.
We'll just
Love
report
FRP.
you as spam and that'll wipe you out.
Love FRP wears like iron. That's what we're basically lining our shower with. And so the width of our trailer, it's 8.5 feet on the outside, correct?
Yes. Yeah, after we did the walls the way we did on the inside, and we went with 2 layers of foam board insulation. The first layer was 1 inch to fit between the studs. Then we did horizontal furring strips, 3/4 of an inch thick, and then we added 3/4 inch foam board in between the horizontal furring strips. By the time we did all that and put the new skin on the inside, we ended up with an interior width of just right at 8 feet.
Yes, she is enjoying the desert life. Well, I'm glad you are. That was quite a culture switch for you.
Yeah, quite a change from where you came to and where you ended up, for sure. Absolutely, Beth.
When are we going to head down to Florida?
We're going to start moseying that direction towards the middle of November. We're not going to drive straight there. We have a few places we're going to stop on the way, some of our favorite spots that we've discovered in that part of the country. One of them being Pickensville, Alabama campground. It's a Corps of Engineer campground at Pickensville, Alabama.
We haven't really lined our trip out yet.
No, but we will be stopping at that one, and we definitely will be stopping at the one on Lake Eufaula in Alabama, too. That one was just absolutely beautiful.
We miss you too, Beth. One of these days, we might get out west.
Oh, we will. That'll probably be, after this year.
Hello from Kansas. And Lee, I don't know what the heck is up with the trolls tonight. I'm trying to control them.
We'll control them. If they're still there when we get done, I'll go through and I'll just mark every one of them as spam. That'll fix you. So if you want to get shut off from YouTube, just keep it up. I can fix it.
She says, come on, B. B, no, just B. I have a couple of places you guys could park for cheap. We like cheap. How are you liking the trailer versus the red? Well, you know, we were disappointed that it wasn't red, but we're adjusting. And when we get our decals up here and signage and do a few more things, get the windows in the doors.
We could have had red. We might have taken delivery of it maybe a month ago.
Yeah, we
if we would have waited for red. But yeah, red was kind of our trademark. Yeah, and but you know, still we're having people know who we are. I guess they recognize the van with the kayaks and everything on top. But.
Can you hear the bugs and wildlife while in the trailer? Well, if the windows were open, yes. The windows closed, not so much.
No.
Of course.
Faintly. And here's the thing. When we had the red trailer during the summertime, no, we couldn't hear them at all. And the reason why is because the air conditioner was loud enough that it covered everything up. It even covered up noisy neighbors and barking dogs and all kinds of stuff.
Well, yeah, but we don't have that now. We have the mini split that makes zero noise.
Right.
Well,
so now what we do, because we're used to a little bit of ambient noise, we still run a fan in the trailer although we don't have to.
Right.
Yeah, just so we can have a little bit of, we kind of like that fan noise. So.
And you know, when we hear the coyotes howling, we think that's pretty cool, or an owl hooting. We enjoy that.
Oh, yeah.
So that doesn't bother us.
But, you know, we just had a new neighbor move in down below us here, and they've got their overhead units going, and we can hear them from here. And they're quite a ways away from us, actually. I could go over and step in front of our mini split, the outside unit of the mini split, with this microphone, and you wouldn't be able to hear anything. But that's what another thing that we appreciate about it, and we never thought about that before.
No.
Anyway.
Someone else said we used to poo-poo the mini split.
No, we never did poo-poo the mini splits. Let's clarify that. I didn't poo-poo the mini splits. When we were building the red trailer, we had a lot of people come in and say, you should do a mini split, you should do a mini split, you should do a mini split. What I said was, because we had put so much stuff in the red trailer, and it being so much smaller, we did not have a place to mount the air handler unit on the inside. And that's why we decided to go with the overhead unit. We also did not know as much about mini splits as we do now at the time. But still, the real reason why we didn't go with a mini split in the first trailer was because this first trailer ever built like this, and I just didn't know where I was going to be able to mount that air handler.
Plus, I thought they were really super expensive. I was shocked when I was shown the price, and it was like, what?
But we never, ever poo-pooed the mini split. Now, when we decided we were going to do a mini split on this one, when we found out what it cost, you know, we paid like $500 for overhead unit, but I still paid somebody a couple of $100 to install it. So I had $700 in the overhead unit on the red trailer. This one cost us $799, the mini split, 12,000 BTU. And we also had help there because it was something that I was not familiar with at the time. And the help that we had with Marvin and also Johnny of Jan and Johnny, with those two guys there to help, it was just click, 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 you know.
You two have inspired me to do my own build instead of buying a trailer. Thought about the cargo trailer, but then I need to get a truck. I'm going to do a shuttle bus conversion.
There you go.
Cool. I want to see that. Please send pictures.
Yeah. If I was going to do another build, I would try to find a truck or a shuttle bus that would be capable of towing this trailer, and then do a mild conversion on it for like, let's say if we were 2 weeks at a certain campground, but there was someplace we wanted to go explore for a night or two, to have that set up where we could still go out and spend the night in it, you know, on one of these excursions out. So
how much trouble is it to turn this around and show what Delilah is doing?
Well, she's just sitting there.
Somebody wants to know how Delilah's doing.
Delilah's doing fine. Let me do this instead. Delilah, come here, baby.
She's just laying here listening to us.
Come here. It's all right. Yeah, you're fine. Come on over here. Everybody on YouTube wants to see you. So let's go over here and let everybody see the walnut. Ah, there you go. I don't know how long she'll
Stay here.
stay here. Yeah, I know. You don't like it, do you? No, you were quite comfortable where you were. And then I know, it's okay. It's all right. But Delilah was just laying over there. She likes to stay close to us. And she'll just lay around while we're outside close to us. And
obviously, she cannot be in the trailer when we're working. So
Yeah.
she's pretty much got her freedom. She comes and goes as she pleases inside, but she doesn't seem to run off. So we're glad of that.
And she has her place in the bed right in between us. And she will even now, because it gets kind of cool at night with that air conditioner,
Yeah.
she'll even let me pull the covers up over and just have her head sticking out. But she's part of the family now. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna let you back down.
Mean old Bill disturbing her peace.
Did someone say that?
Yes.
I swear.
Okay, cargo conversion build and camp. We are 7 days on the road, and we talked about going full time. Not sure if we could do it. I do like the excitement of an adventure of traveling, maybe in a few years. Don't wait too long. That's all we have to say about it, right?
Exactly. Don't wait too long. We wish we would have done it a lot sooner than we did. That's for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. How many do we have now?
193.
Wow. Wow. So, and how long have we been on the air?
7:28.
So right
Almost
at an hour.
hour.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we'll probably be winding it down here in just a little bit. Any other major questions that we need to address?
No, mini split AC units are amazing. Yes, we're totally in love with ours. Don't know.
I've probably sold 2 or 3 units for them since then. You know, we did a walkthrough video, and I'll be uploading it in a couple of days. Some folks came here to the campground that we're at right now, and we got to know them, and they had an 8.5 by 20. And I'll be uploading that video maybe tomorrow, but I know it'll have it up by Saturday. But they came by to visit us here, and they were just flabbergasted at our mini split. And anyway, he decided. In fact, he already ordered it when they got back home. They came down from Indiana. When they got back home, they messaged us and said that they had already ordered their mini split.
Thank you. I love my red appliances also.
Yes, we do.
Any regrets on things you do differently going full time? That requires a thought.
I'm lost for words. Ask the question. Read that
Any
question
regrets or things you do differently going full time?
I would have practiced more before we just started doing it cold turkey.
Yeah, we learned a lot that first year.
That's about it. I would have practiced a little bit more, you know, went out. Very first time we ever set up a trailer was the day we moved out of the house, moved into the trailer, and drove to a campground.
Yep.
We had never set up a trailer before. Never.
We learned a lot that first time.
And we learned, yeah, especially that first day, because and here again, we were at a site that was like this, and I thought I had things secured pretty well. We had a freak storm come up that night. It was March the 1st. Had a freak storm come up that night. The temperatures dropped very dramatically, got down to 9 degrees with a wind chill of -3. Woke up the next morning with an inch or two of ice on the ground. In fact, one of our videos was Baptized by Fire, I Mean Snow, is the name of the video. But when I got up and looked, and I don't think I covered this in the video, but when I looked outside, when I got up that morning, the trailer had scooted back 2 inches from when we'd set it up the night before. So I told Deb the first thing we're doing is running to the nearest Home Depot and going to at least get some concrete blocks to put behind these wheels.
Bye, Beth.
And bye-bye, Beth. Glad you got to join us there.
Is the mini split heat enough, or do you have another heater?
We do have a little portable heater that we will use for backup, but we have been told
And we
by
by a
Marvin and
very
Mary
reliable source.
that have a mini split that we probably won't need it. Theirs is a 9,000 BTU, and their trailer is a 24-footer. Ours is a 12,000 BTU. Of course, that's 12,000 air conditioner, and ours is a 20-footer. But they were in some really, really, really cold temperatures, and they said they only heated the trailer with the heat pump side of the mini split, and they were quite comfortable.
Yes, I double checked that because I don't like being cold.
Yeah.
And I was reassured that they were not.
But we do have a little electric portable heater
Yeah.
that we can use if we need to.
If we need to.
If we think we're going to need it. But,
will Bill be doing any singing at the get-together? We're planning on having
Possibly.
a music night, maybe.
Yeah.
So if you play an instrument, bring it, and we'll have us jam.
Have a little jam.
Jam session.
Yeah. Of course, if I have somebody there that's playing bluegrass and they play it so fast I can't keep up, I'll get real embarrassed and just,
Bye, Felicity. I know you're getting ready for a trip.
Yeah, I'll have to cower back in the corner, because I can't keep up with it.
With the mini split, what has to go outside from the unit? It looks like a little miniature, the air conditioner unit outside of your home.
Yeah.
It looks like a small one of those.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have to have a place to put it.
Right. We'll go back about 4 or 5 videos on our latest videos, and you should be able to see it there and see what it looks like outside, on the outside portion of it.
Well, Lee, if you want to bring the ukulele but you don't know how to play it, that
don't matter.
That don't matter to us.
So just sit back there and act like you're playing it. We had one time I had this when I was doing sound for a bluegrass festival.
Steve, I'm glad you thought our pedestals look great. You need to come out and visit us. You're in town.
Yeah, but one time I had when I was doing sound for a bluegrass festival, we had this one couple come up to play, and he was the musician, and his partner, what she did, she had a ukulele, but all she did was just hold her fingers over the strings and strum it like a beat, like a drum beat, and that was their beat that they used, was that. But they put on a really, really good show. They were.
Bye, Marvin and Mary.
Well,
glad you got to join us.
Well, I was really surprised they were able to, because where they're at, their service is not that great.
I meant, what did you have to run through the wall? Okay, you have to run electric. And
you've got 2 refrigeration lines that run through the wall, and then you've also got to bring power out to it, and it connects to the outside unit. The power from your panel connects to the outside unit, and then you've also got your control cable, which is
Marvin says they're not leaving. I don't know what pie was.
Okay, it's about as big around as this finger, this control cable that runs up and connects from the outside unit into the air handler on side. But the whole bundle will fit through a 2-inch diameter hole. Everything, all that stuff will fit through a 2-inch diameter hole. That's all we had to drill through the floor in the nose of the trailer to get all that to come up through that comes inside. So, like I say, you've got your main power cable that comes and it connects to the outside unit. Then you've got the control cable that goes from the outside unit to the air handler inside. And then you have 2 refrigeration lines that run from the outside unit.
Marvin, I thought I saw you say bye, so that's why I thought you were leaving. I'm so glad you didn't.
Yeah.
We're not trying to run you off. No.
Don't get your feelings hurt, Marvin. Marvin, we're having post-wine.
Okay, we've been on an hour.
Okay. Did the trolls go away?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think I deleted them.
Well, and like I say, there's a way to fix that.
It was just a night for it.
I know, but for all the people out there that think they want to be trolls, there's one thing I can do. I can go into YouTube Studio where these comments are there. I can tap on the little 3 vertical dots, and I can report it as spam. And once I report it as spam, you are shut off. And you get enough reports like that, and you're shut off where you can't comment for a long, long time on YouTube. So, if y'all want to get out there and do that kind of stuff, hey, we can handle it. Don't worry about it.
No problem.
Yes.
But we have been on an hour, and the mosquitoes are starting despite our thingy, so maybe it's time to say goodnight.
You think so?
Probably.
How many do we have now?
193.
Man, I sure hate to leave.
Phoenix, Arizona. Do any of the campgrounds that you stay at frown upon you working on your trailer, sawing, sanding, painting?
We got permission here before we started.
Yes. That is one of the reasons why we want to get done while we're here.
Yeah. I had a gnat fly in my wine.
Well, it's all right.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be all right. He just drank wine. Now you got a little protein.
No, not yet. He's still there. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm sure not going to waste this good wine over a little bitty gnat.
Gnats are protein. Lee Courtney agrees with me.
Well, this is true. That is true. Gnats are protein. There's worse bugs to drink.
Lord Tibble says, I'm so excited to know you can do this to ugly people. Yes, we can do that.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
And Marvin says,
I know
he's
about
not
the block
going to drink
feature.
very much.
Oh, okay. And see, there's another feature called the block feature, which is really easy to do too. And yeah, I've got quite a list of
How
those.
many cargo campers do you see? We never run into them.
Oh, man.
We've been here at this spot since July 7th.
Probably seen 5 come through here in
Yeah.
that time. Yeah.
And, you know, unfortunately, we didn't get to go down and visit them while they were still here, because we'd see them pull in and then we'd see them pull out. And it was like, well, good.
Yeah, and we made a mental note. We got to go check these people out. And next thing we know, they're pulling out. But,
yeah.
And that's the thing about it, a Corps of Engineer Campgrounds, which is where we're at, and we made a deal. We happen to know people here, and that's how we were able to work out the deal that we have worked out. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But cargo trailer conversions are welcome at Corps of Engineer Campgrounds.
And
so
state parks.
And state parks. State parks, Corps of Engineer Campgrounds, most national parks, cargo trailer conversions are welcome. So you don't have to worry about that. Corps of Engineer Campgrounds, U.S. Army Corps of Engineer, they are plentiful east of the Mississippi, especially southeast portion of the country. They start getting a little sparse the further north you go in the eastern half of the country, but there are still a few here and there. The best thing to do in order to find Corps of Engineer or any national park, anything that's managed by the government, is to download the Recreation.gov app. So listen very carefully to this. I highly recommend that you do this. Go into your Play Store. If you use Google or if you have an iPhone, go into whatever they have for their Play Store. But go in there and type in the search window, very simply, recreation.gov. Recreation.gov.
Hi, Brad.
Hey, Brad. And anyway, the app will pop up. And when the app pops up, download it, go ahead and set up your account with them, which is real simple, just basic stuff, which is your email address, your home address, and whatever credit card that you will want to use to make your reservation. Once you get that set up in there, it's a snap to reserve a spot at a Corps of Engineer or National Park campground. You simply, when you're planning a trip, go in there, type in the search window, type in the name of the city that you'll be passing through, and it will pop up all the different government-managed campgrounds that are near that particular city. And then you can go in and research each particular campground and see if it fits what you want to do. But once you learn how to navigate it, it's like falling off a log to make reservations.
Thank you, Inner
so
Space.
awesome.
We appreciate the coffee.
What's that? Oh, did they buy some more coffee?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Linda says, Apple App Store bill.
Okay, fine. For you iPhone users, I'm an Android dude, okay? Of course, you know that, don't you, Linda? Got another one?
No, it was just political, and we're not into politics on this channel.
We don't allow politics or religion discussed on this, folks.
Yeah.
So you pop up and start getting political, and we're going to zap you. That's all there is to it. No.
Anyway, we do need to say good evening.
Sure, I guess.
Yeah.
How many we got now?
188.
Oh, wow, man.
But we really appreciate you all coming on tonight, and we will do it again as weather and time permits.
Yes, yeah. While we're here at this spot, our internet service is fabulous. So as long as we're sitting outside, we go inside the trailer, and we do need to get an external antenna or something like a Wii Boost or something like that.
Okay,
Wish we
here's
might.
2 comments I got to answer.
Okay, fine.
Do you ever run into problems handling your finances? We do everything online. I pay my bills online. My Social Security check is direct deposited. So I handle everything online as far as bills and that. Not the only thing we come back to Northwest Arkansas because number one, this is where our children are and we want to see them, and our grandchildren, we want to see them. This is where our doctors are, so we come back here every 90 to 120 days for that purpose. As far as our bills go, we're not having any issues on the road.
We went strictly digital. About the only mail we get, which we use one of our kids' addresses for mail, about the only mail we get is junk mail.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Because everything else is all
Nancy,
digital.
we've been thinking about you. She's the lady that stopped by to visit us when we were in Florida. And I knew at that point that you were looking at buying a trailer, and we've been wondering how that was going.
She did buy a trailer, didn't she?
She had it ordered, I believe.
Didn't she buy the one that had that fancy
two-tone,
paint job, the two-tone thing on the side?
Yeah,
I thought she did.
Anyway. All right, everybody else is saying good night. Do they deliver wine to the campsite? No, but there's a liquor store not very far from here.
Yeah.
I do not know about the quietest state in the U.S. I just know that Corps of Engineer campgrounds are always pretty quiet.
Yeah. We don't really have that much issue with noisy neighbors. Maybe now and then, but very, very, very seldom. Very seldom.
Yes, I know people do stop by wanting to look at the trailer, cargo on. I try to always have the dishes done and the bed made.
Yeah, we've had quite a few people stop in and visit while we've been here because they recognize us.
These people, JoJo met us at Heber Springs.
I remember them, sure enough.
Anyway, y'all, we need to go ahead and say goodnight. Glad you all could join us. And if we don't stop Bill, he will talk all night long.
Well, hey, we
John,
got almost 200
good night.
people.
John Duke has said goodnight. So
well, hey, John.
So it's time to say
goodnight. So
goodnight.
when Johnny says it's time to say goodnight, I guess it's time to say goodnight.
That's right.
All right. Well, we're going to end it this way. And you know what our tagline is. We'll always say this. We are not camping.
We're living.
You all get out there and do some living yourself. And we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye now.
Bye.